How's it going, everybody? Today we will be looking at Jayson Tatum Statistics, and specifically for his championship season. So why is this important? These statistics are necessary because they are extremely helpful in evaluating a player's performance. This can be an extremely helpful tool for scouts or for just evaluating a player's game for improvement. Additionally, knowing the statistics of a player's game can give insight to how a team should be managed and what situations a player is best in. This presentation will go over averages and show the relationship between variables in Jayson Tatum's game. Additionally, this presentation will show how Jayson Tatum's game changes in high-stakes situations, and it really highlights adjustments the Celtics could make to optimize their strategy in a playoff climate. Alright, so right now we have a bar graph showing the average points, assists, rebounds, steals for Jayson Tatum over the regular season and during the playoffs. You'll notice that during the regular season, Jayson Tatum averages more points, while in the playoffs he averages more assists and rebounds. This is a common trend that we'll see later on in this presentation. In the regular season, Jayson Tatum averaged 26.9 points, about 5 assists, 8.1 rebounds, and 1 steal. In the playoffs, he averaged 25 points, 6.3 assists, 9.7 rebounds, and 1 steal. Alright, so right now we're looking at a scatter plot which shows the minutes played on the x-axis and the points scored on the y-axis. And while there's some variation in the data, in general, this chart really shows that the more Jayson Tatum plays, he's going to score more points. So basically, the Celtics should keep Jayson Tatum in if they want to keep on winning games. Alright, so next we're going to look at a scatter plot that shows the points Jayson Tatum has versus the number of field goals he attempts. Importantly, this scatter plot has two values, the points in the circles and the field goal attempts in the x's, and the y-axis is the value and the x-axis is the game number. Alright, so my initial hypothesis was that the more field goals Jayson Tatum attempts, the more points he's going to score, which, as you can see from the chart, is in general true. The more Jayson Tatum shoots the ball, the more points he will score. But one of the most revealing parts of this chart is that the blue circles are in general higher than the field goal attempts. This means that Jayson Tatum is shooting efficiently, which is a very important metric for the Celtics. If the X's are higher than the blue, then that means that Jayson Tatum is shooting way too much and he's missing. He's not making enough points. And now let's look at a quick histogram of Jayson Tatum's points. On the x-axis, we have the points scored in one game, and on the y-axis, we have the number of games that he has scored those points in. This chart really shows Jayson Tatum's dominance because most of his games are between 20 and 35 points, and he has this little tail at the end where he's scoring 8 games of 35 points, maybe 4 games of 40 points, around 2.5 games of 40 to 45 points, which is very impressive. We only have one little game here where he scored about 10 points. And now we're going to be looking at the field goal efficiency of Jayson Tatum over the season and during the playoffs. So the field goal efficiency is basically the number of points for field goal, or that could also mean the shot per shot attempted. So on the graph, the x-axis is going to be the game number, and the y-axis is going to be the total efficiency. As you can see on the graph, we have some high spikes early on in the season. As we go later on into the season and into the playoffs, these numbers kind of take a dip. This dip can be further analyzed when we look at the last 10 games of Jayson Tatum's championship season. First of all, let's describe a few terms here. This graph measures the box plus minus, which is basically the total impact a player has on a team, the field goal percentage, and the points. All right, so in the last 10 games of Jayson Tatum's season, he plays the Pacers and the Mavericks. And when he's against the Mavericks in the finals games, his field goal percentage goes down quite a bit. In Game 1 of the NBA Finals, he has a field goal percentage of 37.5%, which is data point 88. In Game 2, he has a field goal percentage of 27.3. What you'll notice is that despite this awful field goal percentage, he has a box plus minus of 19 on Game 1 and a box plus minus of 6 on Game 2. This indicates that despite having a low field goal percentage, he's still finding a way to impact the Celtics positively in different ways. This could be by assisting his other teammates or playing really great defense. It also could mean that maybe Jayson Tatum doesn't shoot the ball in very high-stress situations, such as the NBA Finals. Knowing these statistics are very important for creating a game plan for the Celtics when they go into these very intense situations in the NBA Finals.